So here we are in Effingham. Another really neat site is America's second largest cross here in Effingham, Illinois.
Wow, that's effing big.
It is. Today our adventure brings us to Effingham, Illinois. And we're stopping off in Effingham, Illinois because there's some unique things to see. But we're on our way to one of the most unique museums I can think of. And we'll see if you think it's unique too. But we're stopping here. You know, Matt, do you know what Effingham's motto is?
They're effing great.
That's right. They are. All right, where are we right now?
This is Mid-America Motorworks, and they have this gas stations from 1910. It's been restored. It was originally in Casey, Illinois, and they moved it here, I believe, in '95. And it's just a place where you can come and take a picture and take a look at it. There's also a little museum over here that's called My Garage. I'm not really sure what that's all about.
Looks like it's filled with lots of
Corvettes,
and there's a bunch of VWs outside.
Yeah, I don't think that they're open right now, but there's a bunch of stuff to look at over there,
yeah,
including some cows.
But it's Sunday, so they're probably closed. But let's take a look at this 1910.
Moved here from Casey, Illinois.
Let's check this out. Oh, sweet.
Let me know when this gets old. We've got some oil cans in here. Brake fluid. There's a bunch of cans up there on that shelf. Not really my cup of tea, but I know some people collect that. I think on American Pickers, they're always going crazy about old oil cans. It's weird, the tiles on the floor look like I have little holes in them.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
That is strange.
And here's a Corvette.
Yeah. Fancy.
And the passenger side, there's a hat. It's the one that this guy in this photo.
Oh, interesting. Looks like the price of this was $2,199.
The hat?
No, the car.
Oh.
$2,199. That can't be right.
That's not right.
Is that just for the hood?
I'd buy a Corvette if it's only $2,000. I don't like Corvettes.
It seems pretty cheap.
This makes me think of The Jerk, with Steve Martin, where the guy's trying to kill him. He picked him randomly out of the phone book, and he's a sniper up on the hill, and he starts shooting, and they get holes in the oil cans, and it's going out, and Steve Martin says, "That man hates these oil cans! Get away from the oil!" So everyone's talking about the price of gas, and so I thought I'd show this to you. Gas here is 29.5 cents. Unfortunately, we just filled up not too long ago, so we missed out. We paid like $5 a gallon. So maybe on the way back we can fill up here. Check it out, there's an owl.
I wonder why. They really can spin their heads all the way around.
Well, it's not a real owl.
Oh, okay. All right, Matt.
Do you think they have a problem with woodpeckers here?
Oh, maybe.
Okay, we're still in Effingham, Illinois, right here at the MERS Heating and Air Conditioning, and they have this metal man that they made out of ductwork. A very patriotic tin man. Okay, we're outside of Effingham now. We're on the National Road, which is US 40. This is a giant can of Miller Lite. There's not actually beer in there. I believe it's an old water tank.
It's big. It's got this sweet El Camino out front.
And this is at I believe, a liquor store.
Yeah, there's the sign up there. Let's see, what does it say? What's the sign say, Matt?
Package drive-up.
It's called like something
On the Rocks.
On the Rocks.
That's ROX.
ROX. All right, I think it's about time to head to our main destination of a very, very unusual museum.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hit it.
So we were driving along and we saw this dragon, and so we thought we'd stop and take a look.
We're in Vandalia.
This is the Kaskaskia Dragon RV Park.
Let's go look at it. Wanna? Oh, are you kidding me? Oh.
Let's go get some tokens.
Yeah, we need to get some tokens. We have got to check this out. Oh my goodness, it breathes fire. Yeah. So the thing I found, did it say you can get it over here at the liquor store?
Yes.
The thing I found interesting is the liquor stores here in Illinois, it looks like, have a drive-through. You can drive through. That's not a typical Indiana thing, I don't think. Let's go get us some tokens, Matt. What's the token say?
Token says,
Kaskaskia.
Dragonfire brings good luck, make a wish. The other side.
Kaskaskia Dragon in Vandalia, Illinois. Okay. Shall we? I'm so excited. Let's see what happens here.
Ready?
I think so.
Okay.
Let's hope.
Look at it go.
Yeah. I wish it were darker outside. Well, still a pretty cool roadside attraction, wouldn't you say, Matt?
Yeah.
I love it. And it looks like there's the sign for Kaskaskia Dragon RV Park. Right over there. Well, we've made it to the town. Our destination is Greenville, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not very many restaurants here, and we do, goodness gracious, somebody passing by there. We do need to find something to eat. And we were thinking about going to Huddle House because we've heard, or that's a chain that seems to be kind of popular in this area. But we're not going to go to Huddle House. We're actually here at Lou Bob's because look at this sign. I bet it looks cool when it's dark out. It's all turned on. It's got all the neon. It's pretty cool. We're going to try Lou Bob's here in Greenville. We're just going to get a quick bite and then we're going to head to our destination, which is our very interesting museum. Well, Lou Bob's was a really good meal. It's been there since '63, and now and it changed ownership in '89. So since '89, it's been Lou Bob's. Before that, it was something else. But it was, in spite of the fact of it's maybe in need of some fixing up. It's fine, but it's good food. It was really good food. It was very well prepared. Everything tasted delicious. And now we have arrived at our destination point. This town has 7,000 people. It's a small town, Greenville, right? Greenville.
Yeah, I think it's just Greenville. I don't think they Greenville.
It's not Greenville. Anyway, we have arrived at the place that we came to visit, and it's called DeMoulin Museum. DeMoulin? I don't know. But this museum, what is this museum of, Matt?
Initiation pranks?
Let's see if it's invention, imagination, industry, and it's initiation pranks, yeah, basically. So we're really excited to see what kind of stuff they're going to have in here, but it's really an unusual museum, and we hope you come along with us to check it out. Let's go.
He's not hard on them, but he's getting frustrated with her and he's stepping out of the box. And that's the thing, for the longest time our girls get hit. Now they're hitting.
Hi there, welcome to DeMoulin Museum.
Hi, we came from Terre Haute. Yeah, it's our destination today.
Wonderful.
Okay, so the best of my ability to explain what's going on here is in the 1880s, the DeMoulin brothers here, there's three brothers, they were trying to get people kind of excited about fraternal orders and things like that, like groups, mostly insurance agents and things like that. And they decided that they would make some things to kind of play pranks on each other and initiate each other into their fraternity groups, I guess you could say. And so they came up with these really neat pranks. And then later they decided that they would start making, they were already making fraternal uniforms that I'll show you, and then they started also making choir robes and graduation robes, and also they made band uniforms. So band uniforms was a really big part of what they made here. And then they are still making band uniforms and have been since the early 1900s. So it's kind of a neat story, but we'll look at some of the items here for the pranks that they would play on each other and give you a taste of what they did.
This is the lung tester. So they tell the person that they're going to test how their lungs are, if they're healthy. And it's got a gauge on there, and they ask some questions, age, weight, stuff like that. Then they have them blow into this mouthpiece. And when that happens, there's a blank cartridge inside that goes off and shoots flour all over the guy's face. And it looks like this when that happens.
Okay, so this is a Ferris wheel goat, and what they would do is they would put somebody onto the goat and just roll them and roll them and roll them and roll them. So it was a very stressful type initiation. And this one over here is a rocking goat. And this rocking goat would just go back and forth. These are from the early 1900s, by the way. It would go back and forth and back and forth, and then there would be some sort of kaboom, and it would really scare the person who was riding it, because it would kaboom at the end. And that was a prank that the fraternal order would play on their initiates.
Okay, this is the lifting and spraying machine, and this is similar to the other one. They tell the initiate that they only let people that are physically fit join, and so they have to test how much they can lift. So they have to pull on these two handles as hard as they can, and there's a gauge. I don't think the gauge actually does anything, but when you pull on the handles, yet again a blank cartridge goes off. There seems to be a lot of blank cartridges.
A common theme, right? The blank cartridge.
That goes off and it shoots water in the guy's face.
They're the ones that have probably the most monetary value because there's definitely a market for them.
It says, if you want to laugh, 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 get a pair of DeMoulin trick guns.
And the way it works in the lodge is they would tell the guy, we're going to test your strength, see if you're man enough to belong to this lodge. And so you're going to pull up on the handles, like you're going to reach over, pull up the handles as hard as you can, and we'll see how strong you are today. So come on up, give that a try. We'll see if you've got what it takes to be in the lodge. Do it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, pull!
Yay! I'm glad I didn't choose that one.
And that would have also fired a blank. That's the lifting and spraying machine.
But that wasn't a blank, obviously.
No, we don't fire the blank, but the water definitely works. Which is cool and refreshing on a hot summer day.
Very cool. Why don't you do one more, Matt?
Well, while you're here, we'll have you go ahead and try this.
Okay.
Go ahead and stand up there if you would, and you're going to face that direction.
I wonder what's going to happen.
In the lodge,
Couldn't imagine.
in the lodge, you have been blindfolded, placed on top of the device, and again told that we're going to test your strength. They would tell you there are 2 handles in front of you. You're going to reach around for those handles, and when you feel them, pull up as hard as you can, and we'll see how strong you are. So again, in the lodge, you're blindfolded. You would have had no idea what's about to happen. I think we've got a pretty good idea. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, pull. Oh!
And if you're blindfolded, that's probably not very fun.
That's the lifting and spanking machine. None of the 3 came with the paddle. For some reason, the paddles always get separated from these things, and you'll see the paddle separate from the device, and then we just try to match them up. Then we have the trick chair, which was a really popular seller for the company. The guy would be invited to have a seat, and when he does, the chair collapses like that, fires a blank, and we ring a bell.
Brings him back up, too? Oh, that's hilarious. Very cool. What about these goats back here that, like, you push or something?
We've got, these 2 are called bucking goats. This is the practical goat, the royal bumper, and the low-down buck. You see they're made a little differently, number of wheels, and which means basically they do something different. For the bucking goat, which was their best seller of the goats, you physically pick the guy up, push, the wheels are off center, and it's going to rattle. The practical goat, you push, and that goat will wave like this, give you a wave action. On the royal bumper, you push, and Mr. Goat bobs up and down like this. And on the low-down buck, large wheel, 4 small wheels, and you're going to shake and shimmy as you get the goat ride, again, blindfolded. This is how we spend our Sundays at the DeMoulin Museum, strapping visitors in. That. Very important that you keep your arms at those angles like that. That would be good. So the guys being initiated is strapped to the board. They would shine a spotlight in the person's direction. You've got a lodge member about 10 or 12 feet away with a set of knives. And all you can see is the movement like this because you're strapped in. And they got that bright light in your eyes, and you can see the movement. And then you think that the noise.
Oh, it's so loud. Oh my gosh.
Going down like that.
Woohoo. Very cool. I wondered how they wouldn't see that the person didn't have knives. So it's because there's a bright light in your eyes. You can't see anything except these things pop out.
Yeah, so you got the bright light which blinds you. You can see movement.
Right.
And all the guy does is he palms him behind his back. And you'll notice, as you said, it's loud.
It's very loud.
Which creates the sensation, but you'll also notice they vibrate, which adds to that sensation that the knives are actually hitting the board.
Yeah. Well, it's fun.
There you go.
We need one of these for our house, Matt.
Every house should have one.
I agreed.
I'll get you out of there. And in some cases, maybe not all of the participants were as willing, you go and you want to do it. And that doesn't mean that some people weren't probably drug over to something kicking and screaming and strapped in. But for the most part, I think it's probably, if you want to belong to something bad enough, you'll go through the initiation. And, logic tells you that other people have done it before you, and they're all standing around and you're still alive. But, the question becomes how gullible were people back then, and how much were they willing just to accept something hook, line, and sinker? And I don't know how to answer that other than there probably was a fair amount of gullibility then, and there also was definitely a different sense of humor. But having said that, people still come to this museum all the time, and they think this stuff's hilarious. So it was entertaining then, and I think that there's always that element of slapstick. One of the questions I get asked a lot is, did DeMoulins make things for the Three Stooges? Because it's that sort of slapstick humor. The answer is no, but I understand why people ask that question. The reason for the secrecy for a lot of these groups was because of this stuff. If you were out blabbing to everybody in town that you had trick chairs and knife boards and stuff, it takes away the surprise and it takes away the fun. And the other part of it is maybe not everybody in town thinks it's funny that the esteemed leaders of the community are spanking each other and riding goats around. So someone's going to ride the goat tonight. And that was a generic catch-all for whatever the initiation was going to be. And these guys decided to make that a literal thing, and so they started to make these goats. They had competitors, which is why they patented some of their stuff, but the DeMoulin stuff was probably the most ingenious. It was the best crafted, because part of it, these guys grew up in a family of blacksmiths, so they learned blacksmithing as young men, which meant that they understood the mechanics, how to design things and make them work and make them last, like these pieces do. So they just took the terminology, someone's going to ride the goat tonight, and they made it real. And they did this herd of goats. And we don't have all of them. There's a few others that they made that we've not been able to find. In the early years, the local newspaper referred to DeMoulin's as the Goat Factory. That was the nickname here.
What do these stairs do?
The sliding stairs. You invite the gentleman, climb the stairs, and have a seat on the top step. And just as he's settled in, dropping down like that, and that would fire a blanket ring bell.
That is not nice.
That's probably the most dangerous thing.
Yeah.
And for that reason, they didn't really sell many. This is the only set I've found in 21 years of collecting this stuff. So it's a rare thing. I just don't think they sold it. Part of it was extremely heavy and cumbersome to move around, and the other part is that somebody could probably get hurt. Most of this stuff is about bruising your ego, not necessarily about causing harm to your body. And then the guillotine. At the end of the night, they would tell the guy that we don't want you, we don't think you're the right person for our lodge, and we think that you're going to share all of our secrets, and so we are not going to allow you to leave this building alive. And they drag the guy over, and they strap him in. He's looking up. Executioner, wearing a DeMoulin-made outfit, picks up the blade comes down, fires a blank, and it stops right there. This also falls under the classification of things that did not sell well for the company. It was a little too far out there. To tell the story as best we could, I wanted this to look like a professional museum, not your typical small town museum. I wanted the displays to look nice. I wanted it to be kid-friendly and family-friendly. where they could interact with the stuff, because I knew from the get-go this was the book to get people here. And then the third part was to make Greenville a travel destination that people would come and see the stuff. And you guys are further evidence of that. We get people from all around all around the world that come to see the initiation devices.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the DeMoulin Museum, and I hope you got a chuckle out of some of the things that you got to see about what the fellas back then did to initiate their brothers. And we also want to give a shout out to John Goldsmith. He's the one who owns most of the items inside, and is the curator here, and does all kinds of, he'll take big groups, kids, anybody that wants to come in groups, and show them all of the everything that he has to offer here. But you really have to come here and see it yourself, because it's really cool, and we didn't show everything. So come out here and see for yourself. We've really had a blast.
Yeah, it was fun.
You
a lot of fun.
You gotta come in, check this out. Thank you so much for watching Hungry Hoshians. If you liked our vlog, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see where we're going next. And thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.